and welcome to my introduction to online teaching. To start off with a bit about me, I'm going to show you my website that I have for school that I made. It's a Wix website. While that's loading, I will just talk about my experience with online teaching. I don't have any experience with teaching strictly online. However, in-person teaching has changed drastically over the years where it does require that online component. So that's kind of why I made my website in the first place, to just really be able to communicate with my students and their parents. So I have all my curriculum on here, and I do love, I have about my homework policy, so I added the Meet Your Teacher tab, so that way I can kind of get to know them too, since now I'm learning how important it is to have a relationship with students when you are strictly an online teacher. So this would be really helpful if that was me too and the students didn't know me in person. So I have been teaching math at York Catholic since 2015. I coach junior high football and basketball cheerleading, and then I also coordinate the homecoming and prom dances. Homecoming in the fall and prom in the spring. Outside of school, you will find me training for Disney half marathons, working in my clothing boutique, teaching dance classes. I teach acro dance and cheer dance, and then I love spending time with my husband and our French bulldog. Alright, so I'm going to start off with addressing, is good teaching good teaching, whether it's in person or strictly online. So I think it can be achieved if it's online. It might be a little bit harder, because to me, my definition of good teaching is someone who can make a positive impact on their students both intellectually and ethically. And I think the intellectual part is, I don't want to say easy, but easier to achieve online, because that's what you're there to do. It's like strictly business if you're online. And the part about just getting to know the student and like really helping to shape who they are with their ethics, to me might be a little bit harder, because even just saying hi to a student might brighten their day. And yes, you can do that online, but it's not as simple as passing them in the hall. Like, you have to make an effort online to message them, say hello, hope you're having a good day, and kind of that kind of stuff. So to me, a teacher should be able to lead by example, and that might be a little bit harder to just do if you are online. So can it be done? Yes. Is it different than what I'm used to? Yes. But together, I think if a teacher is able to combine intellectual and ethical influences, they will be able to make students who are ready to impact our world. So my hopes for teaching online one day is to be able to provide students with online videos so they can pause, think, rewatch, or even speed up what they're watching, just so we can reach everyone's needs. So I actually would love to create a YouTube channel that has videos broken down of every math skill that I teach, because I've been finding videos right now, but it's kind of like what I'm going to get to in just a minute with one of the concerns with online teaching. But they're just not exactly how I teach them, so I would love to be able to one day make my own videos. I would also love to use tools that self-grade, so like a Google form that is able to tell them yes or no if they got it right away. I also use a website called iExcel. It's iExcel.com, literally the letters iExcel. And that you just type in your answer and it tells them whether they're right or wrong right away. And I think it's really awesome that we have technology in teaching now, so that way we can know if they are performing the skill correctly. Keep in mind I teach math, so I'm teaching skill-based kind of stuff. So I just put a little post-it note there that says just listen to your inner voice, take care of everyone, because I think online it might be easier to differentiate, because you're able to send one kid a video and maybe one kid is practicing, and you can send different problems to each kid. So I saw that in the PA Cyber video, and I thought that was really cool how they were all doing different things at the same time. Where in a classroom that would be kind of chaos. So So the one concern that I could really relate to was this one, and they said, I have little control on curriculum and course management. Errors within the course need to be submitted through a third party. I would prefer to make corrections myself to eliminate the delay. So I could really relate to that because my textbook that I use, I've noticed errors in, and I started to make a list of all of those errors, and eventually I just kind of typed up my own version of the textbook, which creates my fill in the blank notes and stuff that I use in class to guide my lessons. But I think that is one of the things that I get really passionate about, is making my own resources, such as my notes, my website, and hopefully sometime soon YouTube videos to help the students too. So that's one of the things that I just love doing as part of the job, because I love doing it because it helps the students learn better. So in the PA Cyber commercial, they were talking about how they have innovative curriculum and instruction, and that they also have a real community. And then a college came up in a sponsored ad on YouTube after looking up other commercials. So they were advertising that they are available anytime, anywhere. They have relevant curriculum and one-to-one teacher support. And they really hit a lot of the standards, and there was so many standards, and a lot of them kind of repeated themselves, but in different ways. So I'm going to briefly talk about some of these without trying to read word for word. But the first standard really was talking about how the teacher should create a relationship with the student. And that is something I keep hearing repeatedly. The second one says that the teacher is able to provide prompt feedback and communicate high expectations and respect diverse talents and learning styles. So that was something that I thought kind of hit on with being available anytime, anywhere, because that commercial was for adults that are continuing their education. So the teacher is able to respect their diverse learning styles and times that they're able to do it. But I do know that I don't think that, how do I want to say this? So, there's different ways to do online schooling, and some is strictly at a certain time with synchronous meetings every day, where some of them aren't. So I don't think there was a specific standard that said anything about how it can be any single time every single day. So that was something I wasn't so sure about. Here's another standard that just talked about a relationship with trust with the teacher and the student, and also with their classmates too. And then the last one was just talking about how their curriculum is innovative, and it gave a couple examples of peer-based learning, inquiry-based activities, all things that are new ways to teach, so that way we are reaching all groups of students. And that is my online teaching overview. So I'm excited to learn more because, as I mentioned before, online teaching is now part of the in-person classroom. It's something that we're kind of expected to know how to do and extend the classroom at home. So thank you for watching.